Kwashiorkor, also known as edematous malnutrition, because of its association with edema, which is the fluid retention, is a nutritional disorder most often seen in the regions experiencing the famine. It is a form of malnutrition caused by a lack of protein in the diet. People who have kwashiorkor typically have an extremely emaciated appearance in all body parts, except their ankles, feet, and belly, which swell with fluid. Kwashiorkor is rarely found in United States and other countries with a generally steady food supply. It's most common in Africa, Asia, and other countries where people routinely have a limited supply of food. Most people who are affected by the kwashiorkor recover fully if they are treated early. Treatment involves introducing extra calories and protein into the diet. Children who develop kwashiorkor may not grow or develop properly and may remain stunted for the rest of their lives. There can be serious complications when treatment is delayed, including coma, shock, and permanent mental and physical disabilities. Kwashiorkor can be life-threatening if it's left untreated. It can cause major organ failure and eventually death. Kwashiorkor is caused by a lack of protein in the diet. Every cell in your body contains protein. You need protein in your diet for your body to repair cells and make new cells. A healthy human body regenerates cells in this way constantly. Protein is also especially important for the growing during the childhood and pregnancy. If the body lacks protein, growth and normal body functions will begin to shut down, and kwashiorkor may develop. Kwashiorkor is most common in countries where there is a limited supply or lack of food. A limited supply or lack of food is common in these countries during the times of famine caused by the natural disasters such as droughts or floods, or political unrest. A lack of nutritional knowledge and regional dependencies on low protein diets can also cause the people to develop this condition. This condition is rare in the countries where most people have access to enough food and are able to eat adequate amounts of protein. Worker is rare in developed countries, but it mostly found in the developing countries with high rates of poverty and food scarcity, poor sanitary conditions, and a high prevalence of infectious diseases also help set the stage of the malnutrition. Kwashiorkor can affect all the ages, but it's common in children, especially between the age of 3 to 5. This is an age when many children have recently transitioned from breastfeeding to a less adequate diet, one higher in carbohydrates but lower in protein and other nutrients. What are the signs and symptoms of the kwashiorkor? Edema is the distinguished features of the kwashiorkor, which is the swelling with fluid, especially in the ankles and the feet, bloated stomach and ascites, dry brittle hair, hair loss and loss of pigments in the hair, dermatitis, which is the dry peeling skin, scaly patches or red patches, enlarged liver are symptoms of fatty liver disease, depleted muscle mass but retained subcutaneous fat under the skin, dehydration, loss of appetite, irritability and fatigue, stunted growth in children. What are maybe the other complication can Kwashiorkor causes, which include the hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is the low blood sugar. Hypothermia, which is low body temperature. Hypovolemia, which is low blood volume. And electrolyte imbalances resulting from dehydration. Immune system failure causing the frequent infections and slow wound healing. Cirrhosis of the liver and liver failure. Atrophy of the pancreas leading to the digestive difficulties, atrophy of the gastrointestinal mucosa, possibly leading to the small intestine bacterial overgrowth, growth and developmental delays in children, starvation and death. Protein deficiency is the main feature of the kwashiorkor, and many researchers believe it's the cause, but not all are convinced. Some have noted cases where dietary protein failed to prevent or improve the kwashiorkor. This suggests that protein deficiency may only be part of the picture. The primary factors associated with the kwashiorkor are diet of mostly carbohydrates. In the population that are considered high risk, particularly poorer regions of Africa, Central America, and Asia, the only available food is a type of carbohydrate, which is rice, corn, or starchy vegetables. These crops tend to be cheaper and more abundant than protein-rich foods, especially in the rural areas where many are farmers. Mothers who are protein deprived may pass their deficiency on to other children. Weaning with inadequate food replacement may be the other factor. The name Kwashiorkor comes from the Ghanaian language, which is the Africa means the sickness the baby gets when the new baby comes. This describes a common condition in which a nursing toddler is rapidly weaned so that a new baby can begin breastfeeding due to a scarcity of the resources or ignorance of the nutrition or both. The weaning toddler does not receive an adequate replacement diet and their nutrition deteriorates. Other factors that may contribute include lack of essential vitamins and minerals, lack of dietary antioxidants, aflatoxins, which is the toxins from a mold that commonly grows on crops in hot and humid climates, parasites and infectious diseases, particularly measles, malaria, and HIV, significant life stress, including the famine, deprivation, war, and natural disasters. Healthcare providers can often diagnose kwashiorkor by physically examining the child and observing its telltale physical signs. They will ask about the child's diet and history of illness or infections. They may measure the child's weight to height ratio and height to age and score them according to various charts. The weight to height score tells them how severe the child's condition is. Their height to age score tells them how much the child's growth has been affected by the malnutrition. The World Health Organization has outlined 10 steps to follow when treating severe undernutrition. Hypoglycemia can occur when calories are introduced. The rehydration formula for malnourished people includes glucose to help restore balance. It's given incrementally during the first hours of treatment. Malnourished bodies have trouble regulating their own temperature, so they must be kept warm. A special formula called lysosomal rehydration solution for malnutrition is given to treat dehydration in kwashiorkor. It's designed to restore and maintain the body's fluid and sodium balance. It can be given orally or through a tube. Electrolyte imbalances can have serious and even life-threatening effects, especially when a malnourished person begins refeeding. Healthcare providers try to address these first, usually in their rehydration formula. With the diminished immune system that comes with the kwashiorkor, all infections are serious threats to recovery. Infections are treated with antibiotics. Specific vitamins and mineral deficiencies can have serious effects if they are severe enough. Healthcare providers try to correct these before refeeding. Undernourished bodies have altered metabolism. Refeeding will trigger their metabolism to change again. But if this happens too fast, it can cause life-threatening complications. Feeding begins slowly under close observation. Protein should be reintroduced gradually in kwashiorkor. Once the child has stabilized and appears to be tolerating refeeding well, their calories can increase to up to 140% of the recommended values for their age. The WHO provides ready-to-made liquid formulas that can be given orally or by tube if necessary. This is the nutritional rehabilitation stage of the treatment. It may last up to 6 weeks. Children with kwashiorkor may have been in a state of apathy for some time. Their malnutrition may have stunted their intellectual, neurological, and social development. Stimulating their development to reboot is part of their treatment plan. Before discharging the child from care, healthcare providers offer education and counseling to the mother regarding nutrition, breastfeeding, food and water hygiene, and disease prevention. They may provide immunizations as necessary. If possible, they should help secure access to a consistent, nutritious food supply. How we prevent the kwashiorkor? First is education. Some populations simply are not informed of basic nutrition, the benefits of breastfeeding, or the nutritional needs of the children and mother. The WHO and other organizations are working to reintroduce native crops that offer the sources of protein and micronutrients in affected countries. They have developed nutritional formulas made from locally available resources such as skim milk and peanuts. Widespread disease and infections weaken the immunity of the high-risk population. Diseased bodies require more nutritional resources and could shed calories through chronic diarrhea. Disease also deplete a community's material resources, breeding poverty. Improved sanitation and immunizations can go a long way toward the preventing malnutrition. Left untreated, kwashiorkor can be fatal. Death may be caused by the infection, dehydration, or liver failure. When treatment begins, people are also at high risk of complication from refeeding syndrome. Those who are successfully rehabilitated can make a strong recovery. They may have some lingering effects from the kwashiorkor, but they may not. The complications of kwashiorkor are more severe and last longer the longer they have been left untreated. Some children may never fully recover from their growth and development shortages. They may remain predisposed to liver disease and pancreatic insufficiency. Earlier interventions lead to better outcomes.